Welcome to YogaUOnline. My name is Claudine Beeson, and I'm here to give you a short tutorial on half moon pose or Ardha Chandrasana. So we'll begin in Warrior Two, because oftentimes in a flow practice, you'll go from maybe a Warrior Two to a triangle and then into your half moon pose. That's just one way to enter it. But starting in triangle is a nice way to help us already get our hips stacked in the way that we need to go into our half moon. So starting in your Warrior Two, your left knee is bent and your right leg is straight. The arms are stretching out to your side and your hips are very square. Reach the arms out here nice and long. Ground through your feet. And then moving into triangle pose, we're going to straighten this left knee. Shift our body weight over this left leg and place the hand on the shin. Reach the top hand to the sky, and you'll notice here that this left hip is stacked nicely on top of the right hip. We're not leaning forward, pushing the hips back, nor are we pressing the hips forward too much. Okay. And then heading into a half moon pose, we'll bring the hand back onto our hip and then bend that left knee. It's a good idea to grab a yoga block unless you can keep your hands on the floor, but if you're just starting out, place that block onto the outside of your left foot. And then send that block forward of your pinky toe at least 6 inches. Now we're stepping the back foot in, and as we lift the leg, the foot is flexed, my left knee is starting to straighten, and the leg is no higher than my hip height. Resist sort of relaxing through that right foot. Keep it flexed like you want to push your foot into the wall behind you. Good. Now use your hand here on your hip to stack the hips as best as you can, being mindful the whole time that your left knee didn't shift. Your left toes are straight ahead, and then taking the top hand to the sky. It's easier at first to look down towards the floor to help you maintain balance. And then as you progress, then maybe start turning your head to the side, maybe even up towards the hand. And that is completely up to you where you want to look. Then to come out of the pose, hand back on the hip, look back at your foot, bend your standing leg, and then oftentimes we go back to triangle, so slide your block or hand back on the outside, straighten the leg, and you're back in your triangle. We're going to go into the other side as well. So lift up out of the side of the body, and then relax your arms. We're just going to switch legs here. So the left toes come in, right toes turn out. You have this sort of heel to arch alignment. Hips are square. Bending that right knee, grow the arms out nice and long, come to your Warrior Two. And then we'll head into our triangle pose. Straighten the front leg. Lean forward with your upper body as your hips are being pulled back. And then resting the hand on your shin, your foot, or even the floor or block already, that's up to you. Sending that left hand up to the sky, nice big breaths in and out. Okay, and then heading into your half moon, we'll place the hand on the hip, turn our eyes down towards the big toe, and bend the knee. Grab your block if needed. Send your hand and or block forward at least 6 inches from the pinky toe. And then from here, step your back foot in. As you lift the leg, straighten your right knee. Toes of that left foot face straight ahead. Heel back. Leg hip height. And then check that your right toes are straight ahead. And that your right knee is over the big toe in the second. Reach that top left hand up to the sky. And then if you're comfortable, you're starting to turn your gaze from the floor up to the hand. And again, that's completely up to you. It's how you're feeling, what your balance is like. And then we're placing the hand back on the hip. This side, I'm going to show the twisted version. So from here, we're going to close the hip off, square the hips, place your hands on that block or just down onto the floor. And as you square the hips off, it'll feel like that right hip is dropping quite a bit. Lift more from your right inner thigh. And then keep charging that right foot back so that not all your weight is coming forward into your hands. So your hands can be on block or floor. Keep pressing that right foot away from you, mindful that the right leg doesn't cross behind the left. Grow the leg out. Also a good idea to maybe practice this against the wall and get that foot against the wall. And then staying on the right hand or block, then start to turn your left arm to the sky, keeping the right leg pressing back. Pull the abdominals in and up and stretch that left arm to the sky. Nice inhale, exhale. Release the left hand down to the floor. Hips stay nice and square. And then bending your left knee, land your right foot behind you, heel down, heel to arch alignment. Left hand goes back on the shin, reaching the top arm up to the sky, into your triangle pose. And then peeling up, turn your toes to face straight ahead, and relax your arms. Thanks for joining me.